Chosen ones, are you feeling this? The tiredness without reason, the intense and strange dreams, the racing mind, the heavy body, the restless soul. None of this is madness. None of this is chance. You are awakening. And when the chosen awaken, the world inside and outside begins to reorganize. The symptoms you are experiencing are not failures. They are signs. They are activation codes manifesting in the physical body, in dreams, and in emotions. Everything is changing because you were called. And when the chosen are called, you can no longer go back to sleeping on the inside. You're going through a deep transition. And yes, it can confuse, tire, even scare. But you have the strength needed to get through this. The process has already begun, and denying it only makes it worse. The best thing you can do now is understand what is happening, and align yourself with this new frequency. This channel exists because of you, chosen ones. Here is a space of guidance, clarity, and truth. If what you are feeling resonates with this message, follow now. No empty promises, no exaggerated mysticism, just awareness and preparation for what is coming. You have been activated. Now it is time to remember. In the next few minutes, you will understand why you are feeling this way, what it really means, and how to go through this phase with awareness. The chosen are awakening, and that changes everything. What does it mean to be a chosen one? And why are they awakening now? Being a chosen one is not about superiority. It has to do with sensitivity, awareness, and mission. The chosen are those who carry within themselves a kind of dormant code that begins to activate at certain moments in human history. That moment has arrived, and you are feeling it now in your body, in your dreams, and in your soul. Many of you spent your whole life feeling that you were different, as if you didn't fit in. This is not a flaw. It is a sign. The chosen have a specific type of energy that reacts to planetary cycles and activation portals. When these energies align, the awakening begins. And it can come with force, confusion, and intense physical and emotional symptoms. The word chosen may sound heavy, but it merely describes someone who has been activated for a greater mission. Not a mission of status, but of awareness. The chosen are points of light amid chaos. They are called to remember who they are to help others do the same. This requires courage. That is why not everyone is ready for this path. Awakening never happens on the outside first. It begins within. A restlessness grows. A tiredness that cannot be explained. A desire for silence. Dreams that seem like messages. Intuitions too strong to ignore. The chosen feel all of this because they are reconnecting with forgotten parts of themselves. And this process can mess everything up before organizing it. What is happening now is more than a personal phase. It is a collective movement. A silent call to souls who carry ancient codes and are ready to remember. That is why so many chosen are awakening at the same time. This was programmed. And now that it has begun, there is no way to go back. The activation of a chosen one involves all layers of being. It is not only spiritual, it is physical, mental, emotional, and energetic. That is why the symptoms are intense. The body tries to keep up with what the spirit is asking for. The mind fights against it. Emotions come to the surface. Everything becomes more sensitive, more real, more alive. You may not even have exact words for what you are feeling, but you feel it, and that is enough. The chosen are not defined by how much they know, but by how much they feel. Your sensitivity is the portal, and it is a gift, not a burden. Learning to navigate this is part of the journey that is only beginning. Do not expect understanding from everyone around you. Not everyone is awakening yet. and that is okay. Your mission is not to convince anyone, but to remain firm in your process. The chosen often walk ahead, opening invisible paths. And this may feel lonely, but you are not alone. You are just more aware. Trust the sensations that arise. Trust what your body is telling you. Trust the synchronicities. Everything that is happening to you now has a greater purpose. And the more you align with this, the more life begins to respond. Chaos gives way to clarity. Doubt gives way to inner certainty. Being a chosen one is to remember. Remember who you are. Remember what you came to do. Remember that you are not here by chance. This is the turning point. A silent call is echoing, and you heard it. Now it is time to move forward, with courage, even without understanding everything. You are awakening, and that changes everything. Extreme fatigue and the energetic recalibration of the physical body. The tiredness you are feeling is not laziness. It is not depression. It is not a lack of vitamins. It is an energetic recalibration happening in every cell of your body. The chosen are being adjusted to a new frequency, and this requires a huge amount of vital energy. That is why even when sleeping, you wake up exhausted. Your physical body is trying to keep up with something much greater than itself. There are waves of light, information, and codes being received in your energetic field. Your nervous system is trying to process this. Your organs are reacting. Your entire biology is adapting to a new type of functioning. And this consumes a lot of you. It is as if you were updating an entire operating system while continuing to use the device. On the outside, it looks normal, but on the inside, everything is being remade. This generates fatigue, mental confusion, extreme sensitivity. It is not illness, it is transformation. And yes, it can be uncomfortable at first, but it is necessary. During sleep, a large part of this process intensifies. Your body uses this downtime to apply the deepest changes. That is why you sleep more and still do not feel rested. It is not ordinary rest, it is reconstruction. You are being realigned with a new configuration of existence. Many chosen report body aches, tingling, a sensation of heaviness in the legs or arms, inexplicable internal heat. All of this is the effect of energy in motion. It is the body trying to stabilize a new level of vibration. It is literally learning to function in a different way, and that takes time. It is important to respect this process. If the body asks for rest, rest. If it asks for silence, be silent. Forcing productivity at this moment only worsens the symptoms. The chosen need to learn to honor their own rhythm. Every pause now is sacred. Every nap, every breath, every moment of withdrawal helps in the integration of the new frequency. Avoid judgments. You are not stopped. You are being updated. While it seems that nothing is happening, your energetic field is in full operation. Hurry only gets in the way. Fatigue is your body's way of saying, "We are working on something deep, hold on." And you will realize that after this, something in you changes forever. This process can also affect appetite, digestion, sleep, physical disposition. Everything that is physiological is being impacted. The chosen do not go through a clean spiritual awakening. It is intense because it is real. And the more you allow the body to do what it needs, the lighter the journey becomes. Taking care of the body now is part of the awakening. Eating more consciously, drinking water in abundance, staying away from heavy environments. All of this helps. The symptoms will not last forever, but they are signs that something important is happening. Fatigue is not the end. It is the beginning of transformation. Your body is wiser than ever. It knows what it is doing. It is responding to the call of your soul. And your task now is to trust, rest, and allow. Because when all of this passes, You will feel stronger, lighter, and more connected than you ever imagined. You are being rebuilt. Vivid dreams and the activation of the astral body. Chosen ones, you are not just dreaming. What happens during sleep now is real. The dreams are more intense, symbolic, and vivid because your astral body is being activated. You are accessing other dimensions while you sleep. It is not imagination. It is an expansion of consciousness that happens in altered states. And you are ready for it. During these nighttime experiences, many are visiting unknown places, receiving messages, studying symbols, hearing languages they never learned. All of this is clear evidence that you are frequenting planes of learning beyond the physical. The body sleeps, but the soul works. You are being instructed. This is part of the mission. Some dreams may be uncomfortable, others wonderful. Sometimes you wake up with your heart racing, feeling that you came back from somewhere. And in fact, you did. The astral body travels where the rational mind cannot reach. And each journey carries codes, information, and memories that are being reactivated within you. Many of you have been dreaming of temples, beings of light, geometric symbols, and complex teachings. These are classic signs that you are receiving downloads of spiritual instructions. The chosen are trained while they sleep. You are in contact with your spiritual teams, with elevated consciousnesses that guide this process. Awakening does not happen only during the day. In the silence of the night, the deepest activations take place. And even if you do not remember everything, the body and the soul absorb what is essential. You will notice over time that you begin to have ideas, intuitions, and abilities you did not have before. These are fruits of these astral journeys. This activation can also cause confusion between what is dream and what is real. This is natural. The veil between dimensions is thinner for you. Sometimes a message in a dream seems clearer than any daytime conversation. Trust this. You are learning to interpret this new symbolic language. The chosen need to begin recording their dreams. Keep a notebook by the bed. Even if it seems confusing, write it down. Many messages only make sense days later. You will notice patterns, repetitions, alerts. It is a form of communication between the higher plane and your conscious level. Do not ignore these clues. It is also common to dream of people who have already passed on, of past lives, or even of future versions of yourselves. Linear time does not exist on these planes. Everything happens simultaneously. And you, upon awakening, are gaining access to multiple points of this expanded existence. It is a journey between timelines. If you have nightmares, do not be frightened. Sometimes, the soul is cleansing old traumas, facing fears that need to be dissolved. Other times, you are helping in spiritual missions during sleep, rescues, cleansings, energetic protection. The chosen act even outside the body, because they have been activated to serve on multiple levels. The activation of the astral body is a gift and a responsibility. Use it with awareness. Honor your dreams. Prepare yourselves before sleeping. Create a light environment. Say prayers or set intentions. You are being prepared every night. And little by little you will remember what you have always known. You have access to the invisible. Emotional oscillations and the purification of past lives. Chosen ones, you have been feeling intense emotional waves. In one moment you are at peace. In the next, sadness, anger, or anguish come without reason. This is not instability. This is cleansing. You are releasing emotions that have been stuck for a long time. Not only from this life, but from many. The activation is purifying everything that prevents the soul from expanding. It is as if the portal had opened a dam within you, Emotions that were stagnant are now coming to the surface to be felt, understood, and released. This can be uncomfortable, but it is liberating. You are not breaking. You are being emptied to receive a new energy. And this requires courage. Many of you have cried without explanation, felt sudden anger, remembered old things, or simply experienced a void that you cannot name. All of this is expected. These are layers being removed. The pain you are feeling is the pain of release, and the more you allow it, the more lightness comes afterward. This purification happens because your emotional body is undergoing a reprogramming. It is stopping reacting from trauma and beginning to function from awareness. This means that old memories, even from other incarnations, are being released. You do not need to understand everything. Just feel, breathe, and let it out. The mistake is trying to control. The chosen need to learn to flow. If sadness comes, welcome it. If anger arises, observe it. Do not blame yourselves. You are eliminating centuries of repression. Each tear carries a piece of pain that no longer serves. And when that pain leaves, space is created for the new. You may also feel more sensitive to the environment, to people, to the energies around you. This is because the emotional field is more exposed during the purification process. Protect yourselves. Step away when necessary. Say no when needed. You no longer need to carry pains that are not yours. This stage is delicate, but essential. Your emotional body is being tuned. And yes, this affects the physical body. Sleep, appetite, focus. Everything is connected. But when this phase passes, you will feel an inner peace you have never experienced before, because you will finally be free from the old weight. Some will relive scenes from past lives in dreams, memories, or sensations. Do not be afraid. This is not returning to hurt you, but to be released. You are strong enough to face this, and each release brings more clarity about who you truly are, beyond the pain, beyond the story. Use this phase to practice self-love. Be gentle with yourselves. Avoid demands. You are rebuilding yourselves from the inside. Each emotion felt is a step forward. There is no going backward, only cleansing. And what seems like weakness now is strength being polished. You are becoming crystalline within. Emotional purification is the foundation for the next level of awakening. Trust the process. Feel, breathe, let go. And remember, you are not alone in this. All the chosen are crossing these emotional waters. And when you emerge on the other side, you will be lighter, more whole, more aligned with the truth of the soul. Increase in intuition and the awakening of psychic abilities. Chosen ones, you have noticed that your intuition is stronger than ever. You know things without knowing how. You feel when something is wrong. You perceive hidden intentions. What once seemed like coincidence is now inner certainty. This is not imagination. It is the activation of psychic abilities that have always been there, dormant. This sensitivity you are feeling is part of the awakening package. It is natural for the chosen. The difference is that now it is more intense, more active, clearer. You are picking up information from subtler layers of reality, energies, emotions, thoughts. You have become living receivers of elevated frequencies. This can be confusing at first. Suddenly, being in crowded places is tiring. Certain conversations drain you. You know that something is going to happen before it happens. All of this is a sign of psychic activation. You are accessing data beyond the five senses. You are reading the world with the soul, not just with the eyes. Maybe you have felt this before, but now it can no longer be ignored. Intuition has become a strong guide. It speaks in the body, in sensations, in goosebumps, in the knot in the stomach. The more you trust it, the more it becomes attuned. The chosen need to relearn how to listen to this inner compass that has always been there. Over time, other abilities may arise: clairvoyance, premonitions, lucid dreams, telepathy, energetic perception. All of this is natural. It is not a gift for a few. It is a return to the original state of consciousness. The chosen are reactivating capacities that were switched off for ages. And this requires practice, patience, and balance. It is important to protect yourselves energetically. With the field open, you feel everything more intensely. Sea salt baths, contact with nature, intentional silence, visualizations of light. All of this helps keep the field clean. You are more perceptive, but also more vulnerable to interferences. Use your intuition to know when to withdraw. Do not try to force anything. Gifts do not arise through effort, but through presence. The more you listen to yourselves, the more the abilities reveal themselves. They come in waves, in synchronicities, in moments of silence. Trust is everything. Intuition does not need to make sense. It only needs to be honored for what it is. Truth without logic. Reconnection with the higher self and the collapse of old beliefs. Chosen ones, perhaps you are feeling that everything in life has begun to lose meaning. Old relationships seem empty. Beliefs that once sustained you now collapse. Careers, goals, even personal tastes have changed out of nowhere. This is not a crisis. It is realignment. You are reconnecting with the higher self, and everything that does not resonate begins to fall away. The higher self is your purest essence. It is the part of you that has always known who you are, why you are here, and what the mission is. For a long time, this connection lay dormant. But now, with the activation, the veil is dissolving, and you are beginning to remember. This remembering does not come as a ready-made phrase. It comes as a restlessness, as a strong intuition that says, "This is no longer for me," as a feeling of not belonging in old places, as an inner call to change everything, even without knowing what comes next. The higher self speaks like this. What once seemed right now sounds false. You question everything: religion, society, success, even your own decisions. It is as if a part of you were observing everything from the outside. That part is the higher self. It is gradually taking command. And this can generate confusion, but it is liberating. At this moment, many chosen feel a desire to isolate themselves. They need silence. They reassess friendships, loves, habits. This is not selfishness, it is a necessity. The old is falling, and the new has not yet fully presented itself. This creates a sacred void, and in this void, the higher self begins to manifest more clearly. You may notice flashes of remembrance, a feeling of, "I have lived this before." Deep thoughts that do not seem to be yours. An inexplicable love for everything. This is the higher self approaching your daily consciousness. And when this reconnection happens, nothing satisfies as before. Because now, only the truth matters. The collective mission of the chosen and the new planetary network, chosen ones. You are not awakening alone. There is an invisible network connecting thousands of people around the world who are going through the same symptoms, the same doubts, and the same activation. Each of you is like a cell within a larger living organism, a collective consciousness that is being awakened to act. This movement is not spiritual only for you. It is spiritual for the entire planet. The energy you are processing, feeling, and anchoring serves to sustain deep changes on Earth. You are the transmitters of this new frequency, and that is why so much is being demanded of you now. The collective mission of the chosen is to serve as a bridge between the old and the new, between the world that is collapsing and the one that is being born, between unconsciousness and presence. You are living bridges. And that is why many times you feel divided, tired, without a fixed place. But this is part of the preparation. The new planetary network is already active. Even without knowing each other, you are in sync. You wake up on the same day with the same dream. You feel the same weight at the same time. You remember that you are not just isolated individuals, but a family of souls that is being called to sustain the new. You are anchors of light in your circles. When you uphold your truth, you inspire others. When you live with presence, you change the field around you. This is the real mission, to be who you are fully, even when the world does not understand. This is what heals. This is what transforms. You do not need to save the world. You only need to be aligned with your truth. And when this happens in many at the same time, the world changes. This is what is happening now, and you are part of it. Breathe. Trust. Honor your journey. The network is formed. The chosen are active, and the new has already begun.